Hello everyone. So in this particular video, we'll try to look into the sequencing problem, which is specifically focused to address n jobs on 3 missions. Okay, but to tell it very approximately, these kind of problems are just for the basic understanding. But in the real case scenario, the sequencing problem will be done for n jobs, but the number of missions will not be limited to 3 basically. The number of missions can be just kept as m as a whole. Okay, but this particular problem will give a basic ideology how that problem can be approached with. Okay, so with no further delay, we'll look into the problem. So this is just one example of the problem, or one example that we can look into. So here we are asked to find out the sequence for the 8 jobs. So we'll be asked or we have to find out the total elapsed time as a whole, and that should be kept in the minimal value. And apart from that, we also will be finding out what is the idle time for all the 3 missions, mission A, B and C. Okay, but the most important point that we'll be taking from this particular question is the order of the missioning process. So the order of the process is CAB. Which means the first mission that will be operated is mission C, followed by that the second mission is mission A, and the third one is mission B. So this should be kept in mind because all the other processes will be based upon this particular case only. So here in general, we directly cannot solve the problem where we have n jobs and 3 missions. So we have to convert this problem such that the same n jobs will be remaining, but the number of missions will be converted from 3 to 2. Once that conversion is completed, then we can sequence it, and based upon the sequence of operations, sequence of jobs basically, then we can go over and carry out the problem. So what is the condition that has to be met? So this is the condition that has to be followed with. So here either first condition, so minimum of first mission. So basically over here it is mission C should be greater than or equal to maximum of second mission. So the second mission basically is mission A, either this condition, first condition, or the second condition. Okay, it's not and, either the first one or the second one, which is minimum of third mission, which is mission B, should be greater than or equal to the second mission. Okay, so saying so, we also have the ideology that first mission is mission C, second is mission A, and the third one is mission B. So over here, if you look into the condition, we'll try to fit this condition and check only if either of these two conditions are satisfied, then only we can convert this problem into a 2 mission problem, or else we cannot convert it. So first we have to check for the condition. So first we'll check the first condition, minimum of the first mission. First mission is C, so you can look into this entire row. So the minimal value that you can find is 2 over here. So 2 is greater than or equal to max of second mission, which is mission A. So the maximum value can be found in this particular row as a whole, and the maximum value is 7. So 2 is greater than or equal to 7. This is entirely false, so this statement is wrong. Now we'll get to the second statement, minimum of third. So the third is mission B. So look into this entire row. Here also you will be able to find 7 is the minimal value. So 7 greater than or equal to max of second. So the maximum of second is again 7. So now here you can find 7 is greater than or equal to 7 is equal to 7. So which means this condition is satisfied. Second condition is satisfied. So now we are going to convert this 3 mission problem into a 2 mission problem for the next set of operations. So the same tabular column which is given to us in the question, we'll take that into consideration. So as I told, we have a 3 mission problem and we are converting that into a 2 mission problem. Okay, so how it goes? First, let us just consider 2 missions which are present, GI mission and HI mission. This can be renamed as, as per your wish or as per what comes to your mind, but basically just 2 missions are present. So here GI mission is, you have to add your first mission and the second mission, whereas HI mission you are going to add the second and the third. So what is the first mission? It is mission C, and second is mission A. So we are going to add and then write it over here. So job 1 is 4 plus 5, which is 9. Then we have 6 plus 6, which is 12. Then we have 7 plus 2, which is 9. Then we have 4 plus 3, which is 7. Then we have 5 plus 4, 9. 3 plus 9, which is 12. 6 plus 15, which is 21, and finally 2 plus 11, which is 13. So now we have first found out what is the time for all the jobs for mission GI. Similar to that, get into HI. So which is mission number 2 plus mission number 3. So A and B. So 4 plus 8 is 12. 6 and 10 will give us 16. 7 and 7 is 14. 4 and 8 is 12. 5 and 11 is 16. 8 and 3, or 3 plus 8, whatever it is 11. 6 plus 9, which is 15, and at last 2 plus 13, which is also 15. Now what we have done is basically we have converted the 3 mission to a 2 mission problem. Okay, so now the same tabular column is present over here. Based upon this, now we are going to go for the sequencing operation. Okay, so now we have to just adopt the basic terminology. So starting from my left hand side towards the right hand side, we are going to fill up all the GI values, GI mission values, and then starting from the right hand side towards the left hand side, we are going to fill all the HI values. Okay, so saying so, first look into the entire table and look for the least value. So the least value that we can find is 7. So 7 is for job 4 and it occurs in GI mission. So here we are going to fill the job number 4. Once it is filled, then as usual you can eliminate this particular column entirely. Now look into the remaining values. So the values that are least in the second place is 9, 9 and 9. Okay, so basically here we have 1, 9, job is 1 and mission is GI. So we are going to fill it up over here. After filling up, you can remove this particular column. Similarly, next is job number 3 in mission GI. So this will be filled with job 3, removing the column. Last one is job 5 in the mission GI. So this also can be removed off. So here also we're going to have 5. Next again we will be looking to the next least value, third least value, and this is the third least value. So the job that is present over here is 6 and the mission is HI. So here we are going to fill this particular 6. Okay, so once that is done, this particular column also can be removed. Next, look into the value. Here you can find 12. So 12 is job number 2 and it is for GI. So here we are going to put it as 2, remove this particular column. Then again we are going to look to the least value. It is 13, job is 8, mission is GI. So job number 8, this will be removed, and finally this is the least value or the only remaining column that is present. So job number 7 occupies this particular position. So now from a 3 mission problem which is present over here, we have converted into a 2 mission problem. Once we have the 2 mission problem in place, now we have done the sequencing of these jobs. Once the sequencing is done, then we can go ahead and then continue with the problem as a whole. Okay, so the tabular column at the top basically has or basically is what is given to us in the question, and we are going to go by the sequence. So the mission sequence is C, A, B. So C, A and B, first, second and third missions. Now we are going to look into the time in and time out. Okay, so the sequence we have found out from the previous place. We are going to fill it up. So as usual, the starting time is going to be 0. So for job number 4, starting time is 0. The first mission is C. So it takes 3 hours to complete. So it is 0 plus 3, 3 hours. Obviously there will be no idle time for mission C in this particular case. Then we'll be looking on to the next job, which is job number 1. So the job number 1 basically starts at the 3rd hour, and job number 1, it takes 5 hours to complete. So it starts at 3rd hour, 5 hours to complete, so it is plus 5, 8 hours. As usual, idle time. So the first mission basically will not be having any idle time at all, because it starts at 0th position, 0th hour, not 0th position, 0th hour, completes the process. As in the 3rd hour, as soon as it completes the job number 4, it starts job number 1. Okay, similarly here also idle time will not be present, because at the 8th hour job 1 is completed and it is starting job number 3. So job number 3, it takes 2 hours to complete. So basically it is 8 plus 2, which is 10 hours. 10th hour, job 3 is completed, it's going to start job number 5. So job number 5, it takes 4 hours to complete over here. So it is 14 hours. As usual, idle time will not be present. 14th hour, it completes job 5, starts job number 2. So look into job number 2. Number of hours it will be taking is 6. So 14 plus 6, which is 20, no idle time. 20th hour, it is going to finish job number 2 and start job number 8 as a whole. So job number 8, it takes 11 hours for it to be completed. So it is 31 hours for it to be completed, no idle time. 31st hour, completes job 8, starts job number 7. So job number 7, it takes 15 hours for it to be completed. So basically it is 46 hours. So 46th hour, it is going to complete the process number or job number 7, no idle time. After that exactly it starts job number 6. So job number 6 takes 9 hours. So just add plus 9, which will give us 55. So at the 55th hour, the entire process of mission C or the first mission will be completed, after which this mission will not be operating. After this only the mission C is going to be completely idle. Okay, once this process is completed, then we'll get to the second mission, mission A. So mission A is basically present over here. So we'll go by the sequence. 4th job, the time out is 3rd hour or the hour number 3. So 3rd hour only this product will be available for mission A, which means it is going to be idle for 3 hours. Okay, I hope you are able to understand. 3rd hour only the process or the job 4 will be completed in mission C. Then only you can enter mission A. So it will be taking it will have an idle time of 3 hours. Now again get to the sequence. Job number 4, mission A, it takes 4 hours to be completed. So you are going to have 7 hours. Now for filling up this particular value, look into this timeout value as well as this timeout value. Okay, so the first row that is present over here, this particular value. So exactly at the 7th hour, the job number 4 has been completely finished in mission A. So can we start the other process at the 7th hour? No, it cannot be done, because the next process is job 1 and that job will be completed in mission C at the 8th hour, which means only at the 8th hour it can enter into mission A, which means you have an idle time of 1 hour. I'll repeat what I said once again. In the previous process, 7th hour. So at the 7th hour, job number 4 is done, completed with mission A. But can we start the next process at the 7th hour? It cannot be started. Reason, job number 1 takes 8 hours in mission C. So the 8th hour only it can go to the next process, which is basically mission A. So that is the reason why you have 8 over here, which means this mission has completed the work in the 7th hour but can start the next work only at the 8th hour. So it is going to be idle for 1 hour. So that is what we have written over here. Once we have filled up, then we can go to the sequence. So it's job number 1 and 4 hours to complete. So it is 12 hours, 8 plus 4. Now again compare this value and this value. Okay, so what happens is the mission completes the work in the 12th hour, but whereas the third job has been completed in the 10th hour itself. So over here 12th hour. After this, the mission can exactly start, okay, because the 10th hour itself, job 3 is completed in mission C. So 12 will be filled over here, which means now the idle time is not present for mission A. So 12, and again job 3, we have 7 hours to be completed, so it is 19 over here. Okay, now again compare this timeout value and this particular value. Obviously you can find out 19th hour, after this process is completed, it is open for the next process, whereas the incoming job number 5 has completed in the 14th hour itself. So which means we can start the process directly 19th hour. No idle time over here. So 19, 5, and it takes another 5 hours to complete this work. So it takes 24 hours. Again look over here, 24 hours and 20 hours. 24th hour, as soon as job 5 is completed, it can start the next process of job 2. So 24, no idle time. Look into the job. So it takes 6 hours to complete that particular job. So now it is 30, 24 plus 6. So compare this value, 30 over here, whereas 31 over here. So 30th hour itself, job 2 is completed in mission A, whereas for the next 30th hour itself, it is completed. Can we start? No. Reason, at the 31st hour only, the next job, which is job 8, is getting completed in mission C. So here it is not 30, whereas 31st hour only, right after its sequence in mission C, then only can get to mission A. So here we have idle time of 1 hour. So 31, job is 8, it takes 2 hours for it to get completed. So here we have 33 hours as a whole. So again compare this, we have 33 and here we have 46. Obviously you cannot start it at 33 because here 46th hour only, 7 job can enter inside mission A. We cannot start at 33. So 46th hour, right after it is getting over in mission C, we are progressing it to mission A. So 46 is over here. So now here the mission is idle for 13 hours. Basically 46 minus 13. So 13 hours it is idle. So now you look into it, 7th job, 6 hours for it to complete it. So here we have 52. So now we compare again 52 and 55. Obviously we should be rating as 55. Reason, 55th hour only the next job. Though the mission is has completed the work, it has to wait for the previous job, previous missioning to be completed, previous sequence to be completed, which is 55th hour. So now we have another 3 hours of idle time. So it starts at hour number 55 and job is 6, 3 hours for it to get completed. So it is 58. So mission A completes the entire work in the 58th hour itself. After that it is going to be idle. It's not going to carry out any process. Okay, now we'll get to this. So here the starting time is basically the timeout of this 4th job. Here as usual the idle time is 7 hours. Okay, reason, though the 0th hour the entire factory is starting, 7th hour only till 7th hour it has to wait for the first job to get inside mission B. So the 7th hour is the starting point. Obviously idle time is also 7. So now here it is third thing that we have to consider. So it is 4th job, 8 hours to complete. So basically out is 15. Again compare 15 and 12, the same ideology. It can start exactly after 15 hours because 12th hour itself the job is completed in mission A. So you have no idle time and job sequence 1, here we have another 8 that is present. So now we have 23 hours that is present. Okay, so I hope you'll get some idea based upon this calculation. You have to look into the time out of the previous case as well as the previous step. So both these things should be considered. Okay, so saying so, now we have 23 and 19. Obviously 23 is what we are going to fill it up over here. same reason, 23rd hour only the process getting completed, whereas 19th hour itself the job in mission A is completed, so it can directly enter no idle time. So 23 third job, and we have 7 hours to finish it off, so it is 30 hours. Compare 30 and 24, obviously 30 no idle time, and job is 5. Mission 3 11 hours to complete, 41. Compare 41 and 30, 41 should be filled up over here. Reason being the same, I am not just repeating the same reason. Then job is 2, so it takes 10 hours, so 51. So compare 51 and 33, obviously 51 wins the race, no idle time. Job is 8, so we have 13 hours for it to get completed, so it is 64 hours. 64 and 52, obviously 64, no idle time will be present, and timeout value again 7, and it takes 9 hours. So this is 64, 64 we have filled up, this is wrong, so it's the 7 job, and it is 9, so it is basically 73, not 55, sorry for that mistake. So here again 73 and 58, if it is compared, 73 will get the priority, 73 no idle time, and you can look into the hours, it is 8, so 81 hours. Okay, so this is how we have filled up the entire tabular column. Okay, now once this tabular column is over, then we can get to the next part. So what is the next thing that we have to calculate is the total elapsed time. So what do you mean by the concept of total elapsed time is when the entire job is completed, job starting from job number 1 till job number 8 in sequence in all the missions, and what time it is getting over. So total elapsed time is basically 81 hours. Next one, we have to find out the idle time for each and every individual missions. So first we'll start with this particular mission. Here you can find there is no idle time at all. There is basically no idle time, which doesn't mean that it is having zero idle time. You have to compare this 55 and the 81 over here. So the entire process is basically will be completed in the 81st hour, whereas mission C, if you consider, it completes the entire process in 55th hour itself. So the 81 is a time where basically the whole job with under all missions will be completed, whereas in 55th hour itself we are going to or the mission C has completed its entire work. So the difference is basically 26. So 26 hours it is remaining idle. Okay, it is, though it has completed the work, it is sitting idle. Okay, so based upon this, now we are going to calculate for mission A also. So when we are going to calculate for mission A, we have to be a little bit careful. So here 3, 1, 4, 4, 1, 5, and then here we have 13 and 3, so it is 21. But 21 is not the exact answer, because here 58 is the closing time or the time out or the entire job. All the jobs have are done with mission A, whereas the process ends at 81. So it is 21 hours plus 81 minus 58. So here you are going to have as 21 plus 23. So you are going to have it as 44 hours. So this is the idle time of mission A. So we have to calculate the idle time from the table. Apart from that, your total elapsed time for the entire job for all the missions, and compare it with the elapsed time for mission A alone. Last one is idle time for mission B. So mission B will be the simplest of all. You just have to compare only this or you have to consider only the tabular column. So here it is just 7. So it is 7 hours of idle time for mission B as a whole. And the last one that we have to find is the total idle time. So total calculating the total idle time is not going to be that difficult. We have to just add all the idle time for each and every individual mission. So basically it is 26 plus 44 plus 7, which is 77 hours. So this is the idle time for the entire process. Okay, so this will give the basic idea of how the problem can be solved. If there are any doubts in it, please make a mention in the comment. Thank you.